but I can't work many hours because of my anxiety.
You have anxiety?
Yes, I do.
What causes anxiety for you?
Lots of things.
Like what, for an example?
Um, Anything that doesn't agree with me, basically, or see things the way I do, and see the good in things. I just think that society is lost and just a bunch of hateful bullies.
He's turning you into a woman.
I am not a woman, Jesse.
Yeah, you act like one. You have anxiety like one because you're afraid. You're beta.
No, you're a beta.
No, you're a beta, Michael.
No, you
Beta.
are a beta. I
Beta.
am a normal man. You're a beta man.
No, you're not normal. I could think of many words to call you. Normal is not one.
I'm putting this on the bully list.
Oh,
That nigga a beta male. What the freak has happened to society? I understand our masculinity is under attack. I understand. I perfectly understand that. I understand it. Let me not yell too loud. I understand our masculinity is under attack. I understand. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. But what has happened, truly? Like, I understand you want us men to be feminine. Because when men are feminine, testosterone rates drop. When testosterone rates drop, marriage declines. When they put women in a position of power to do those things that men usually do, or when they feminize women and make when they feminize men and make women more masculine, right? That's what they're doing, empowering them in such a way where the equality that they are seeking is only the equality where they can be more masculine and not have to be feminine, right? So I understand that porn addiction goes up for men um, when they do this. Alcoholism, suicide rates go up. I understand that. Um, Marriage rates drop. I understand that. Purpose drops, right? Men who have purpose is going, it drops. I understand all of that. I understand men settle for certain things that end up killing themselves at a certain. I understand how all of that goes, and I understand why they are doing it, because you cannot have men come together and be too masculine, because then when the government does their BS, men come together and there's a revolution if they feel like they're being mistreated. I understand that. That's why girls, I just seen a video. This one girl backed it up on a dude in line and kind of pushed him, and he was like, "Yo, what's going on?" She was like, "Excuse me, everybody, he's assaulting me. Hey, everybody, he just assaulted me, sexually assaulted me, or something like that." And people are recording and happen to catch it, and all the girls like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! I got that on recording too. Why would you do that?" The fact that she is so comfortable saying that is killing me. So this all ties back to this beta male dickhead who said his anxiety is too much for him, so he cannot work. And what society has that ever been okay? Imagine 100 years ago, a nigga saying my anxiety is too much, so I cannot work. Niggas was going to war. Not saying all men have to go to war today. It's a little different circumstances, right? But we should still have that war mentality, right? You cannot go to work. Let's say you have kids or whatever. He probably would never have kids because he's probably one of the dudes that have porn addiction. Testosterone rates are extremely low, as you can tell. God forbid, but he's probably one of the people that have high rates of martyr, martyr, right? Yeah, you get what I'm saying. And it's crazy because let's say he has to protect, provide it for anybody. That man is not capable of even protecting himself. So it seems. Providing for himself. So it seems. Now, I always say women hold the role, right? But I'm a fair individual. I like to hold people accountable. Us men, we do have a problem. A lot of us are extremely feminine. A lot of us do lack leadership capabilities and skills, right? We definitely do. Um, if you're a woman, I do think you should be submissive and feminine. However, certain men, if you be submissive and feminine to them, well, as a woman, you should be submissive and feminine regardless. You should not pick and choose who you be submissive and feminine to, right? You should always be submissive and feminine, right? But I do understand the dilemma we have here. There are certain men, but this is why you need to pick the person you with. And this is why I understand arranged marriages. I'm not saying this should be brought back and it is right. I'm not saying it should be all bad, but I totally understand it because a lot of women have a hard time picking their men. They like to pick the thug niggas who excite them in the moment versus the person who is the right choice. You know what I'm saying? So I understand why they was doing it back then. But the dilemma we have is women should be submissive and feminine. However, if they're submissive and feminine to majority of men today who doing dickhead stuff like he's doing, they will ultimately be submissive and feminine and led to the bottom. Complete serfdom. And men lacking the leadership capabilities will lead them to the bottom. Then we have the social media in play where women think they have more options than they do have, and then they overly sexualize themselves or do certain things where after high school they go to college, have sex with 100 guys before they're a sophomore. And even though they don't care about their body count rising, it is a thing, and it is known statistics and facts that men typically choose women based off youth, attractiveness, and I think it's femininity. But the youth comes from the innocence in a woman, right? So that pair bond receptors are stronger. They can pair bond and all things like that. And we know women choose off social status and, earning potential, which is ambition and all that stuff, right? So we know those things, correct? We know those things, but we're just in a dilemma. Women are not doing what they need to do. A lot of men are not doing what they need to do. But the thing that's the worst is a girl's girl, women empowering other women to do the negative stuff. What I like about the masculine world, masculinity, whenever there's a masculine person, right? The masculine teachers, they typically preach masculinity as in you should protect and provide. Now, you got some people who have their own personal opinions, think men should have 10 wives, whatever they think, right? That's their religious beliefs or personal beliefs, whatever it is, right? It does not really matter too much. To each his own. If they want to have that and the girl that they're with allows that, then cool, whatever. But the message still stands. Protect, provide for the people you love and care about. Be willing to do anything and die for the people that you love. That is the mindset, the war mentality, right? The masculine mentality, the masculine brotherhood mentality, right? A lot of the red pill people preach that. Even if they, some person or whatever, they preach that. When you look at these girls, or these girls who preach advice, it is often it's preying on the downfall of women. I've seen multiple videos today. Women saying, have fun, go sleep with that guy because you don't want to ultimately regret it when you turn. That is the worst advice ever. Participate in hookup culture, even though you don't like this guy, but you do not want to regret it in the long run. Just because the guy is perfect for you, if he does one little, then I seen a video of somebody saying, it was like I don't know if it was a study, but I know somebody was asking a bunch of people. I mean, I guess it is a study. They were asking a bunch of people, right? It was a study. They were asking a bunch of people. If you met a girl who is 80% right for you, like 80% right for you, would you be with her? You know what men said? 80%? Really? Oh, of course. Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Yes, 80%. Oh, yes. I would take that. That's even a lot. I would take that. Yes. You know what women said? It's not enough. I think a few girls said he needs to be 100% like perfect, meaning down to everything, down to his hairline, his eyebrows, his beard, his height, his PP size, his six pack, his financial earning, all of that stuff. Dang. But one thing I noticed though, I've talked to a lot of women. When they get to a certain age, they typically put their standards down a little bit. A little bit. Because they realize, dang, I've had some guys who are perfect for me. But I let him go because my friends convinced me he wasn't perfect. Which is interesting. Then you got dickheads like this guy doing dickhead stuff and doing stupid stuff. However, don't be like this dickhead. And if you want to improve your life, I teach you how to make money from social media. I teach you how to grow a following, 10K in 90 days guaranteed. 10,000 followers, 90 days guaranteed. If you don't believe me, click the link. Teach you exactly how to do that. Link is in the description. Is the top pinned comment. It is also 2 slots available before the price doubles. So I would see the ones who are ready and willing to make a change down there.